All right, we're in round 1 on the draw. I guess we can keep this. It's a bit dangerous. We do have 9 ways to get green, though, and we're on the draw. I think I'm going to keep. Like, if we rip a green mana, this hand gets really good. Well, does set up Delirium quite nicely. Let's, we're going to play the Scavenger instead of the Skinner. So now we just need instant or sorcery, and we've got Delirium. Not enchantment, though. Could discard the Inner Struggle to Concoction to get Delirium early, but then we can't get our Skinner back if he kills it. But then again, our Scavenger gets turned on. It's probably worth it. Maybe I don't need to kill the Scribe. Well, maybe I want to kill the Scribe. If I've got nothing better going on. Alright, we're playing Grixis, I see. Well, now I want to keep the Inner Struggle, so... because the struggle is real. Struggle is definitely real. So... I really don't need to play Skinner yet. Let's just play the Vessel, I guess. And pass. Like, our late game plan is pretty good. If he's Arrives from the Tides deck, could be in some trouble. But, I mean, next turn we're likely going to be able to get everything we need anyway. True Fate Sensor. Alright, well, let's crack the Vessel. Let's take the Blob, I guess. So we have Delirium. Wait, did it take that one? Oh. You click it and then you click OK. I wonder if before it was just... I feel like I don't remember the double click. But perhaps the double click was always there. The world may never know. Let's go True Fate Sensor and pass, since we don't have a second green mana for our Obsessive Skinner. We do have Scavenger online. I guess I can swing for 3 because can't really block. He can crack back for 3, but I think I'm okay with that. I don't think he's going to want to crack back for 3. If he has removal, I'm kind of okay with that too. I see. So... Corpse Trawler makes it a little bit difficult, but I think we're just going to have to outrace the Accursed Witch, which seems pretty possible, or pretty probable right now. Let's equip our Scavenger. And I think we're going to bust the Blob out first. Makes better use of mana. He's going to block this anyway. I would guess. Which is fine. Like, he's going to get it online, but then we can play the Blob. We can race a 1... I mean, the Curse is actually a little bit of an annoyance. But we've got a couple pretty reasonable threats now, plus we're going to have a growing Skinner next turn. If we draw a land, we can even play Skinner, leave up Struggle, and Concoction. So we've got some pretty decent stuff going for us at the moment. If he wants to do his whole Death Touch routine, he's going to have to leave up 3 mana, which isn't terribly easy to do. So even if he leaves up, this isn't a huge deal. Like if he leaves up the 3 mana to try and give Death Touch, we can just roast that thing with a concoction or an Inner Struggle if I want to save the concoction so I don't have to discard, which I probably like more, I guess. I do want to play Skinner, but I think we're just going to Inner Struggle the Loam Dryad this turn, so we're going to attack with both. Get our ooze. Alright, so we Inner Struggle now. And I think this is still actually better for us. Like, I understand I want to do it to the Corpse Trawler because that thing can give Death Touch. But we're also making a 3/3 every turn. Plus, he's taking 7 damage here. Like, I feel like we're getting the way better end of this than he is. He does have a lot of cards in hand. We also have some pretty valuable cards in hand. The Manic Scribe ended up helping us out quite a bit, actually. So we still have a removal for anything. Like that. He can't leave up the mana for Corpse Trawler now, so he's in pretty big trouble on that front. In fact, I could reasonably just play Skinner, pump my Scavenger. I see. So he gets a 3/4. Not sure I care about that. So what can I do now? This has Vigilance, so I can use the Dryad post-combat to play a second green spell, the Pacifist, or the Stallion to make better use of mana. I'll probably rather play the Stallion. But then again, then I can't use Concoction, which I do want to do. Although I guess I don't have to, do I? Let's say I play Skinner, which I'm going to do. So let's just play our Skinner now. Let's pump the Scavenger. So I could kill the Silent Observer, and that would give him 2 blockers. He's at 12, so it'd be 5, 8, 11... Wait, 5, 8, 11, 14. So he'd be forced to block. He would just block with that. He'd take 11. That seems pretty good. Plus, we can still follow up with a Lambholt Pacifist. We're going to go for that. I have to discard a Stallion of Ashmouth, I guess. But he also just takes an absurd amount of damage here. So he gets the 3/4. We post-combat play a Pacifist. And we're going to pump our Blob with our Skinner. All right. Yeah, even who knew it was too far gone. Oh, he either accidentally showed us his hand or he really wanted to show us how sweet his hand was, because Jason's hand is pretty sweet. Geese's Bidding and Moondrake. I feel like that was an accident, but who knows? So we're playing against Grixis. Pretty healthy mix of the three colors. So we can do Root Out for the Curse, which isn't bad. We didn't see any other artifact or enchantment. Probably a safe assumption to think there's some sleep paralysis in there. So I can bring in the Root Out. Like, the Witch Curse is really good. No doubt about it. I don't know what I'd cut for it. It's the weakest card in my deck. I don't know. I mean, Inner Struggle didn't seem great against Silent Observer. It doesn't seem very good against Manic Scribe. What were the other creatures he showed us? Draenor Corpse Trawler. It's not particularly good against that. It's not particularly good against a Curse Witch either. We could bring in a speculative Root Out for the Inner Struggle. That still leaves us with Axe, Concoction, Throttle. Which seems fine to me. Let's do it. I have a feeling there's some sleep paralysis in there. And we at least know there's one target. Usually that's not enough, but we're kind of hoping there's more than one. I guess we'll find out. I'm not changing the mana base. Because I have self-mill, I kind of need to keep that. I guess we keep this. We do have the Warped Landscape to get our black mana if we need to. I don't really like Skinner pumping itself. Still keeping the Scribe. Alright, well, now we can fork in the road, so let's get our black mana. So actually, someone pointed out correctly that I don't need to mill a land in my yard. So the question is, do I want to mill a land into my yard? Currently, I'm going to have access to... Well, we're going to put a swamp in our hand. So I could put a forest in my hand. It ups my chances of drawing spells and ups my chances of drawing a mountain. I don't need another green mana. I guess we'll put a forest in the yard. So next turn we can play the Crow into the Stallion, or we can go Wicker Witch. Wicker Witch, well, both of them can attack into the Scribe, I guess, so. But the Crow might slightly have the edge because it can block the Niblis, and it could turn on my Skinner, which seems better. Ooh, we lost one of our red manas. And we lost our Blob, too. But we have a Warped Landscape, we have another red mana in deck, and we have Macabre Waltz somewhere in here as well. Scavenger. So I can go Scavenger plus Skinner. And then I just need an instant and we get Delirium. So next turn I can throttle the Niblis and get the Skinner going. That doesn't seem bad. And the Scavenger for that matter too. Or I can play the Stallion now and set up for throttle. No, I think we want Skinner plus Scavenger. Okay. This might actually enable our Delirium when we replay it. Plus I get Wicker Witch on top of it too, so not too shabby. We go land, Crow. Oh wait, I can't do both. That's right. I lied. Alright, we're going to play Crow anyway. It might turn on our dudes. It did, in fact, turn on our dudes. So let's get in with the Scavenger. And start pumping our Crow. Still have an Accomplice in yard. Attacking with Niblis. So, I mean, obviously we're currently winning the race. No play. All right, well, we're going to swing. Leave up the throttle. All right, well, going all in on this Thor Nightwolf then. Keep the Crow coming. Our opponent, I didn't mention earlier, our opponent was both games playing more than 40 cards in his deck, which I do not recommend. He does have sleep paralysis, so Root Out did turn out to be good. Looks like he's ready to chump with Niblis, so we'll oblige him on that. We could actually do the Skinner now, too, with the True Fate Sensor. That lets us get in for 10, which is pretty significant, but he could block the Niblis there, so that does not seem correct. Let's just, I guess, play Stallion and get in with our dudes. That doesn't make sense. Crow has higher attack. We're going to keep pumping Crow. It's kind of putting all our eggs in one basket, but at the same time we get to use Skinner every turn, so seems fine. Alright, Jace bouncing the Crow, but then we can just kill Jace. Not have to worry about him anymore. Autumnal Gloom, too. That's not bad. Alright, so Skinner's gonna... Well, I guess we'll avoid Murderous Compulsion, so we're just gonna have these two attack Jace. And then we'll follow up with, I guess, Autumnal Gloom plus True Fate Sensor. I guess we can pump our Trample Hexproofer. That seems legit. Alright. Tormenting Voice plus Geese's Bidding. He does have Delirium now. But we have throttled for Manic Scribe whenever we need it. Sure. So let's see here. We can throttle and Crow plus Wicker Witch. We can equip plus either of those. So I can attack with these. He could technically triple block the Ancient, but then I could just throttle and I think he's done at that point. Let's just swing. We'll make a double play if he, depending on how he blocks. Just gonna block like that. All right. Guess he could beat us with Startled Awake. Maybe I needed to play around Startled Awake. It is a mythic. Meaning you don't usually see it very often, but it could be. Moondrake's not a big deal, obviously. All right, I think we got the victory now. So let's just get this guy off the battlefield now, and then swing. Including Skinner, screw it. All right. Got round one. Delirium got there, cool. Well, passed the 2 tickets for the card that ended up doing some serious legwork this game, so. All right, we'll keep it going here in round 2, and we'll see you then.